wanting to change, wanting to help yourself, add something to your life that may actually improve. It's about trying to reverse the disease that's come your way. You know, some people will say to me, well, I'll do something different when I get ill. Well, why go that far? Why not think of before? I've seen a lot of success in people reversing diseases. Not easy for everyone, and that's why I have small groups when I teach, all in London. A lot of them are in London, but it's very easy from here. Because with the small groups, I find by speaking to each other, their questions, your questions, they all apply to each other. And then because they're getting attention, I'm the instigator, I put the workshop together. But I want everyone to go away after a couple of days that they're feeling more reassured in their self. And that by doing one thing, or maybe a couple of things, that I want you to work at every day, which are mainly the green side, one feels much more reassured. But it is knowing what to do and getting the advice. All the foods we love and adore, at least have come with us through our lives, of course, the ones that are most difficult to give up. And that's why I'm really keen these days on getting that balance of foods so that we don't turn to the desserts the whole time. You know, we all love a dessert, so I'm beginning to come away from that now. Taken a while. And I did have a difficult absorption rate, so that's why I had difficulties. But it's trying to get away from the desserts and let's work on greens. Try and get our natural sugars that we get through the greens. I wasn't getting my balance. And it was before I got into nutrition or got into Hippocrates Health Institute. And so I did lose plenty of weight, but I was always hungry because I wasn't getting the balance. Now, in my old days, from my catering days, I was still always hungry, and I had plenty of food. I was not short of food in my catering days. But I wasn't then getting a balance. I wasn't able to absorb my enzymes or any nutrients. So this kept going on. But what I'm trying to say is, when we change our lifestyle, or we start adding, or we're going to give up foods, we have to replace these things, but we have to get advice. Guidance is so important. It would have made a big difference to me 23 years ago. But in saying that, I'm like everybody else, and we didn't really have the internet in a big way then, but I thought I knew it all. And we all think, well, we've read that will do, I like the look of that, we do it. And then eventually, after starting to study nutrition, I realized nobody was doing food, and as food was my background, I eventually went to Hippocrates Health Institute in Florida. And food is part of it. It's just this much. But what we're doing and what we're trying to do is cleanse and nourish the body. It's very easy to go back and have those sandwiches or whatever, and I wouldn't want one, I'd want 3, and it would go on like that. I never want to go back. So I think for all of us, if we're going to add something, let's think about the future and think, well, I never want to be there, so I'm going to go one step at a time. And because I've worked with so many people over the years, and when I'm at Hippocrates, there are a lot of guests there, I realized how we build up these negative thoughts of, I can't do it, it's too difficult, I can't possibly go 100%, I can't do it. Well, that's not the way I teach. Let's do one thing. I don't ask you to give anything up. Yes, I want you to give foods up. But if I tell you to give however many lists I want you to give up, as far as you're concerned, there's no foods left. And so I'd rather add, because by adding something like my juices or my energy soups, gradually you'll suddenly realize you actually haven't had chocolate for a couple of weeks. And that's the most popular thing around, unfortunately. And I don't work with chocolate, but I do make things that taste like chocolate. And because I believe that if we must have foods that like what we used to have, well, at least let's make them taste as close to what we used to have, like pizzas or burgers or something. but we've got a more balance of nutrients in them, and they're tasty.